guys, it is your coach Nikki here, and I am filling in tonight's team call, filling in for Charlene, who, if you haven't seen, injured herself, and hopefully she did not break her ankle, but for sure is laid up for a while. So I am filling in for her tonight, and we are talking about the Power Hour. So whether you're a new coach or you're a veteran coach, or somewhere in between, your Power Hour is your main source of what to do. Your playbook, I guess, if you want to call it that. Your to-do list is really your Power Hour. And while some of you may be a full-time coach, or some of you may be, a hobby coach, maybe you're working from home as a single or as a stay-at-home mom, or maybe you have a full-time job and you're working this into your business, or working this into your life, this business into your life, you need to have the structure of your Power Hour. So again, whether that means staying home and having, a whole day to do your Power Hour, or whether you are working full-time and you are only, able to do 10-minute increments at a time, you should be doing a Power Hour. So I will be going over what your Power Hour looks like, and then I've put in the description of this the resource of teamcochesinmotion.com, that document, the Power Hour checklist, right from Team Coaches in Motion, Rock Your Basics. So again, if you haven't yet, make a free account on that training website so you can access the Coach Basics, Rock the Basics information. Again, I have the direct link for it, but if you need to go back and look for it, it's in Rock Your Basics, and the section is on the how is the category, and then the subsection, whatever I guess, is called Power Hour Checklist, and then there's another document right underneath there. So that is a great resource for you to kind of reference, but what I've done is taken that and just really simplified it even more for you, and so I'm going to go over that tonight. So if you're watching the recording or you're watching live, grab a pen and paper and jot down some ideas. As always, when I do any kind of training, I share with you, this is how I do it. And this is not the only way to do it. But being a coach for 6 years now, I have learned that every training I attend or watch, there is a piece that I can take from it and apply. And so I hope that's the case for you. Know that you do not need to follow verbatim what I do, what Charlene does, what your coach does. The beauty of this business is that you make it your own. That said, don't reinvent the wheel and don't go into this without any structure. Learn from the leaders on the team and not on our team, top coaches, and apply these simple things. So again, get out your pen and paper or take notes on your computer, whatever. But when you sit down to do your Power Hour, you should have your business activity tracker. I've just switched to the brand new one and I'm using it on my computer. So I have that up on my computer screen, as well as a notebook. I like pen and paper, and I just brain dump things onto my paper. When something comes into my head, instead of acting on it, I just jot it down, a person's name, that I need to do laundry, whatever it is, I get it out of my brain and I get it on my paper. So I'm a big advocate for having your business activity tracker and something to jot down on. Also, you will need, before you sit down for your Power Hour, so we got business activity tracker, we have something to write with, and then thirdly, some sort of tracking system, whether you use Evernote or a spreadsheet, or my team has really gotten into, thank you to Jim Rumps, using just like a spreadsheet thing. So personally, I have one that for people who I'm connecting with, and I have another one for people who I'm inviting. You love that idea. You need that. The jotting down things, right? Because your brain is constantly going. It's good to just have that paper to just get it out of so you can stay focused on the other thing that you're doing. Okay, so let's cover that again. Business activity tracker, your notebook or something to jot down on, and some sort of tracking system, whether that be on a computer, or I highly recommend some sort of paper tracker. Personally, that's what I love to do. All right. So now that you have your business activity tracker, your notebook, and your tracking system, you are going to turn off notifications. You are going to put your phone in airplane mode, or don't even start up your computer yet, or leave it to put it to sleep so that you're not able to get distracted by that. And you're going to take your first 5 minutes to, we're going to say, show gratitude. Personally, I like to take, what I do is right away when I wake up, before I get out of bed, I think of one thing that I'm grateful for. And I write it down on this notepad on my phone. So that's how I start my day, with at least one thing that's that I'm grateful for. So when I start working my business, I set a timer. I have an Apple Watch, which I love because I can set it for 5 minutes and it'll vibrate. It won't freak me out when the bell goes off. That's just kind of the Zen person I am, I guess. Otherwise, just use a timer on your phone and set 5 minutes on the timer for whether you want to call it meditation, visualization, gratitude journal, writing your vision or your purpose. And if you don't have any of those things in place yet, maybe it's going to be just reflecting on your why, or maybe it's going to be working through the process of really defining your why. Because if you're still a brand new coach, odds are that you said your why is to help people. Guess what? We all want to help people. It needs to be deeper than that. So as a new coach, or as a vet coach who just hasn't gotten in touch with your why yet, use these 5 minutes, obviously, to start with some gratitude, list 3 things you're grateful for, or whatever the case may be with that. But then either dig into your why, or if you've been a coach for a while and hopefully you've taken the time to write out your vision, I've been writing out my vision lately too. So that the theme here of this first 5 minutes is gratitude. Really set your mind in the place of gratefulness, gratitude, and paying it forward, setting our purpose. So again, you can kind of play with those words and personalize it, what it will look like for you, whether that's 5 minutes really, if you're just starting into this, discovering what your purpose is, discovering what your why, your vision is, or if you're set, ready to go, use this 5 minutes as a reminder of your vision, your purpose, and then again, just always showing gratitude in whatever you do. And this is so key. I know you might think, I only have 10 minutes, I'm just gonna hurry up and do this because I need to get it done. But I'm gonna tell you, your messages, your invites, your connecting messages, your Facebook posts, everything that you do from that moment on is going to reflect if you're coming from a place of gratitude, or if you're coming from a place of hurry up and answer my question and tell me if you're interested in this challenge pack, right? So all your messages are going to be received with the true intent that you're giving them. So it's crucial that you set the pace for your day with gratitude and setting the true intent. All right, so there's your first 5 minutes. And again, we're talking about power hour. So if you don't have a whole hour, maybe set aside 20 minutes, 15 minutes, little increments. You're gonna need at least 10 minutes to do something. And if you're first starting out with this, of course, 5 minutes for gratitude, at least 10 minutes to get some actual work done. All right, so these are sort of the flow that I recommend. However, these first 2 are super important to make sure, obviously, that you're starting with gratitude. Second, this first 10 minutes, we are going to start, again, set a timer if you're super on a time limit, or just set a goal with how many people you're going to connect with. If you're really, really limited on time, you may say, I'm going to grow my network by 3 people, and then I'm moving on to the next step. So really tailor this to the amount of time you have available. All right, so you're going to grow your network. Right now, you're going to a couple things, and you can find more details about this in the Coaches in Motion training. But you're going to find a way to grow your network by 3 people. So you can either take a look at your Facebook page, and maybe a friend of a friend liked or commented on your post, so you can go friend them. Maybe if you're just starting to build on Facebook, you can look at your spouse's friends list and happen to see if there's anybody you know. Don't just add people you don't know just for the sake of adding people, but you're growing your network of people by first and foremost, friending people on social media that you already know. I always suggest starting with Facebook, but if you're big into Instagram or something, you can go to that outlet as well. Facebook's just the best way to start out. So again, you're going to grow your network by friending people who you know. And then once you've kind of gotten those people down, or maybe you've already looked at your spouse's or your best friend's list and you're not able to find contacts that way, you are going to you are going to be active in groups, Facebook groups for some of your hobbies. So this is hopefully something you've already done, but if not, you could use your gratitude 5-minute time there to really dig into who you are outside of Beachbody. What hobbies do you have? What things do you enjoy? For me, 2 of the big things I love are camping and board games. Hey Carmen, thanks for hopping on. So I am a part of a few different board game groups and camping groups, so I will go be active and post in there and see if there's somebody who I have previously connected with. Now again, I'm not saying go join these groups and then friend a bunch of people in that group. No, what I'm talking about is people who we're going to get to this part later, but you have already been active in those groups, and now you're going to see if there's somebody who maybe replied back to something you said, or you're just going to go check those groups for any activity for people who you can actually connect with, all right? So after you've sent out your 3, 5, whatever, however many, minimum of 3 friend requests to somebody, you are going to then go back and see who you friended previously. And if they accepted your friend request and such, you are going to connect and build with them. So this will look a little bit differently depending on where you're at, what you are, what your strategy or what your goal is with this. I tend to, if it's somebody who I don't know but I have a lot of interests with, maybe we have a lot of common interests or whatever, I will just simply go to their page and maybe like or comment on a few pictures. And I keep track of that on my Connect page. So if it's somebody who I've just friended, I don't really know, but it seems that we have a lot in common, I will go to their page, be active, and that will count as my connect that day. After I've connected with them a few times, I will either see that this is somebody who I may have some things in common with, and at that time I will send them a private message and talk about whatever it is that I have in common with them. Or if it's not somebody who I'm really going to connect with, I'm just going to cross them off the list, and that's not somebody I need to continue to build with anymore. If it is somebody who maybe it's somebody who I went to school with, or maybe it's somebody who I met through a friend or met through my husband, maybe it's somebody, my husband's a teacher, so maybe it's another teacher. I will friend that person right away, and then I will go message them right away because it's clear that that person may know who I am. So that's totally fine to message a person right away who you may already know, or that person may know you. And in that case, you're just going to talk to them like, hey, I see, great to find you on Facebook. Talk about that thing that you have in common. If it's somebody who, again, you are connecting with and you don't really see a lot that you connect with, but that person really fits your avatar, or that person really fits somebody who is likely to be your tribe, then you can just get to know them like, hey, it looks like we both like board games. It looks like you may have a child who attends the same school as my child. What grade is your child in? Something that you have in common with them. Not talking about health and fitness, not what are your goals, not what do you want to buy at Shakeology, just connecting with them. Finding something that you have in common with them and connecting with them. So 5 minutes gratitude, 10 minutes growing your network, connecting and building with people. See how this progresses? Not all that same person, not friend that person and then connect with them, and then our third thing, invite them. You're going to invite somebody else, somebody you've already connected with. And again, that's when I use my invite sheet because it's so important to know who you're inviting so you know who to follow up with, which is a step we're coming to in a moment. You are going to invite people. And just like Charlene said yesterday, inviting can be a scary thing if you allow it to be. if you are so passionate about this new group you're starting, if you're so passionate about Shakeology or the fact that Shift Shop is totally changing your mindset, you should be excited to share about that. And when you're coming from that place, when you started with gratitude and you set your intent, your purpose, your vision, that when it comes time to share about inviting, you are going to be passionate about that. And you're not going to feel salesy because you really, truly want that person to better themselves through whatever it is you're sharing. Not that you're after a person to sell them a product, to get a commission, to get points. You're really, truly after helping them. Okay, so you're going to spend 10 minutes inviting. Hopefully you already have in place what you're inviting to before you even start your Power Hour. I know my team does a lot of groups together. We share content. We run our challenge groups together, and we have sort of a system there that the first week of the month we're doing a free group, the third week of the month we're starting a new challenge group. So we always have something to invite to. What that looks like specifically, it's a good idea to talk to your sponsoring coach and kind of just mentor them for a while and see how they go. But again, as far as my team, we are inviting to a free group, and the first week of the month, and then the third week of the month is our challenge group. So invite fearlessly, share passionately about what you love. All right, so that's the 10 minutes, and then 10 minutes following up. So you have those people that you invited 2 days ago, you're now just gonna simply follow up with them, and you really only need about 5 minutes for that. It's just a simple, hey Nikki, I just want to make sure you saw that message I sent you Tuesday. Are you interested in joining my group? So a couple things on that. Super quick, if you're able to really connect with them on something like, hey, I saw you were out of town. How was your vacation? Something like that. Did you get a chance to look at that thing? Are you interested in joining my group? Great to personalize the message as much as you can without going into a 3-paragraph conversation. So just a little something quick like, hey, I hope you're feeling better, or those were great pictures from your vacation. Did you get a chance did you see that message I sent you on Tuesday? Would you like more information? Always ending with a question, and your invite should end with a question as well. Never leave it with, let me know. Let me know if you're interested. Let me know if you have questions. Let me know, because they're not gonna let you know. Odds are they're not gonna let you know. You want to always end with a question. When you're building with people, when you're connecting, when you're inviting, when you're following up, always ask a question. That way the conversation will continue. So follow-up is simple as that. Just 5 minutes sending out those follow-ups. That's going to be really easy to know who to follow up with because you're writing down who you're connecting, who you're inviting. And also too, my team has this little tracker. You're inviting them, follow up, in step 2, inviting, follow up, that 5-step invitation process, which all that information's in your Coaches in Motion website. Next up is social media posts. Now, I don't recommend that you make one lifestyle post and one sweaty selfie post right after each other, but this is a time to either plan out, this 10 minutes is spent either planning out what your posts will look like for the next 2 days or whatever, or that day, or making one post and then saving that post for later. If you are if you have a like page, you can obviously schedule those. If you are wanting to schedule posts in a group, you can now, well, some of us, I heard Renee can't, you can schedule those posts in a group without using a third-party source like Postcron or Hootsuite. But just really take the time to think about your social media posts. And again, it's not like I talked about earlier today, it's not like, here's my shake, I love it, but what you get from drinking that shake, what you get from doing the workout, and more than just the weight loss, but the confidence that comes from working out, the sense of accomplishment, and those things. All right, so you're going to spend 10 minutes on your social media posts, and they don't have to be all crazy, awesome, filtered, and the right wording. Just speak from the heart and share your journey. Share your journey, all right? And then the last 10 minutes are going to be checking in with your team page. So checking in Coaches in Motion, so you're staying up to date on what's happening. Of course, congratulating people, welcoming new coaches, those things, and as well as connecting with your challenge group. I'm really encouraging my coaches to comment, if they can, on every post made in our challenge group, even if it's just a good job, more than something than just a like. It really doesn't take much time at all to do that. You can spend 10 minutes and you will totally get caught up on everybody just commenting. If there's things like watching a video or something, you may want to save those for another time, maybe when you're doing the dishes or folding the laundry or something, or your commute or whatever the case may be. But to really make the best use of your power hour is to just get in there 10 minutes, get connected with the team. All right, so that is your power hour. And again, you can use this broken up into 10-minute increments. Just make sure that you're always starting with your purpose. Set your intent for the day so that your messages are received, and that you also, by setting that vision, purpose, gratitude, coming from a place of gratitude, those things that maybe frustrate you or overwhelm you aren't going to, because you're going to know, you're going to have already set the intention of truly helping people and coming from a place of gratitude, so that when those obstacles come up that you get told no 7 times in a row, that you don't let that get you down, that you know that your real mission is to help people, and you are going to come across people who don't need your help on your way to finding people who do need your help. All right, so that is your power hour. And again, go back in the description of this video and you can see the training to Charlene's website here. And if you're interested, if you're not on my team and you're interested in the trackers that we use on my team, I'm happy to share them with you. And we have some people on live still. Is any comments? I don't really see any comments except for hi. So again, let me know if there's any thing else I can do to help, and have a great evening, y'all.